The perspective on life for me now is a whole lot different than it used to be, and that's what I talk about a whole lot on this channel. So, what I do in this life, does it really matter? What I've done in this life, does it really matter? Hello everyone, I'm Jeff, and I just share things on this channel about life and how my perspective now that I'm in my 50s, how I look at things a little bit different than I used to. I have often thought about, now that I've gotten older and I see people that have worked hard all their life and people that have did things, and did it really matter? Does what I do matter to people? I grew up as an only child, and I got a lot of attention being an only child growing up, and I don't think that was really a good thing for me, because I got where I craved that attention a whole lot, and that it was a high for me to get that attention, that adrenaline rush of that a boy pat on the back type feeling that I got, and that carried over into my adulthood. And you see adults do this all the time, whether they was an only child or not. I mean, us as people do this in general, is that we want what we did or what we do to seem important to the other person. We want to be recognized for our achievements and our accomplishments. And there's a time and place for that for people. I really believe that when a person does something really well, or if they've done something that has been achieved throughout their career, throughout their life, that has made an impact and a difference, I think they ought to be recognized for that, because they've made an impact on this life. But the thing about it is that I have thought about a whole lot more, especially that I have seen people in my life that have worked to achieve a lot of things, to achieve so much money in retirement, achieve a certain goal and different thing. And I've watched people do that, and they didn't get the satisfaction of that reward that they wanted, or they didn't get to enjoy the benefits of that very long. So something happened to me a few years ago. It was a big transition for me in my life. I changed jobs. I'm still doing the same thing, but I changed locations. I changed from being an elementary school custodian to a college custodian. Well, being an elementary school custodian for 19 years, it was a very high-paced, adrenaline job, and I stayed really tired, and I stayed really wore out in that all the time. I stayed so tired in that when I came home that I couldn't really enjoy, certain things in my life, because I was just exhausted all the time. So I thought I wanted to change. And I enjoyed the change that I have, and I made a change to a slower pace of that kind of work. Well, it was such a shock for me that I didn't know what to do with myself in that. I began to feel like that my life had no meaning. Didn't see anything that I had accomplished throughout the day. I was getting up at the same time every day. I didn't know what to do, in the fact that I had more downtime than I was used to. And I was looking for things to do. And trying to change that balance for me was huge. Now that has changed in the last year. We've got some new management. Things have gotten better. We've had some reassignments. So things have really got a whole lot better than that. And there are days to where that, that can be a little much now, but it's nothing like what I was used to, but it's balancing out better. Well, I said all that to hopefully drive a point home here, is that, a person needs, now this is my opinion, and this is what I have been through and what I face, but a person needs to feel like that they have contributed and accomplished something for the day in their life. Because a man, he needs a reason for his feet to hit the floor every morning. A person needs a reason. And when I was in construction work and I was a concrete finisher, it was such a satisfying feeling that when I finished a concrete job and I looked back and I went, hey, I did that. And it just felt as a great satisfaction. And I still ride by places of jobs that I did 30 years ago And I still see the work that I did there, and it's just like, you know, riding down memory lane. Of course, my wife, she's like, yeah, I've heard you talk about that story before, or heard you talk about that before. You know, that what you did there and all that. Y'all, I gotta take a look behind me, see if anybody's behind me. I'm so conscious about recording out in public. But anyway, I say conscious, I'm self-conscious, I guess. We'll talk about my self-consciousness one of these days too, about how unconfident I've been throughout my life. But anyway, getting back to that accomplishing things in life, a person needs to have things that they can do in their life that leaves a mark and a legacy. And you may say, well, nobody really cares. Well, they may not. That's not the important thing. The main thing is what's it mean to you? Do you care? Are you wanting to live? Live. Do things and live. Because I experienced this during that 4-year period. I had something else going on in my life too. A couple things actually. And I'm not going to discuss them on this video, but what I experienced in that time of my life was this right here. Is that when I am not doing something that's productive and I'm not doing something that I can look back and say, hey, I've left my mark on this today. I did a good quality job here, or I did something that's making a difference today, whether it was for me or whether it was for somebody else or whatever. But when you made a difference in something, it makes you feel energetic. It makes you feel alive. At least that's my own experience. Because if you go through a period of time, what I call a funk, you know, you're going through the times, well, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's going on with me right now. I can't figure this thing out, and I'm just in a funk. I have no energy. I really feel like I have nothing. Well, are you doing anything with reason and purpose? If you're not doing anything with reason and purpose, that might be the root of the cause, that the reason you have no ambition, or you might be in that funk. Now, we're not going to accomplish something every day. We're not going to leave our mark or, you know, do this extravagant thing every day, but be steady in life. Be steady in what you do. Be adventurous every now and then. Do something that makes you sore and hurt and makes you feel alive. Do something that you know that it's making a difference. You say, well, I don't know what that is. Well, find it. You got to find what it is. I'm going to tell you something. When I decided to start this YouTube channel, I was like, nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody's going to sit and listen to this old guy talk about perspectives of life and things he's been through and all that kind of stuff. Well, they may not. But this makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like that I'm contributing to something, because I get a comment every now and then, not just this channel, my other channel especially. I get a lot of comments on that channel about how your videos have inspired me. You have helped me. When I get down through the day, I watch this certain video, this certain thing that you do that I didn't know how to do or whatever. You just helped me. And I'm like, hey, that feels good. That gives me the fuel and the energy to want to continue to hit the record button. So whatever it is for you, you got to find it. You got to try different things. I can't tell you, I think I did tell on this channel, I don't know. I've had 3 or 4 channels like this, and I've deleted every one of them because I got in my head with it so much. But I can't get away from the fact that I know this is making a difference in people's lives. I've got to just share me with people, because I know there's other people out there that are feeling and experiencing the same thing. So don't ever think that there's not purpose for you, and what you do doesn't matter. It does matter. Whether anybody else glorifies you in that, or gives you credit for that, or pats you on the back for that or not, that's not the important thing. What makes you feel alive? What's important to you? Have a great day. Thank you for being here with me. And on this channel, we just talk about life and, oh mercy, I gotta stop a minute. Got interrupted again. You know, when I was younger, I thought, man, I'm all that in a bag of chips.
It's a beautiful lake behind me.
Yes.